Spoilers have teased another week of drama for Emmerdale residents as well as worrying scenes in the wake of Belle Dingle and Tom King's showdown. After learning that his estranged wife was planning to report him to the police for the abuse she suffered at his hands, the vile vet portrayed by James Chase tries to gather up all the evidence he needs to delete to cover his tracks. Elsewhere on the ITV soap, Will Taylor, Dean Andrews, tries to mend bridges with his pal Jimmy King, Nick Miles, and there could still be hope for his marriage with Kim Tate, Claire King. Meanwhile, Billy Fletcher, Jay Consul, winds up bloodied and bruised on Mackenzie Boyd's, Lawrence Robb, doorstep and begs his pal for help. An enamored Amelia Spencer, Daisy Campbell, let slip that Belle Dingle, Eden Taylor Draper, had the intention of turning Tom into the authorities for the abuse she endured, triggering a huge showdown between the former spouses in explosive scenes last week. This led Belle to strike the vet with an axe to the back, terrified for her life. While he was initially expected to have died, Tom was saved by Liam Kavanagh and rushed to hospital. But in scenes due to air next week, he gets to work as he tries to snatch the remaining evidence against him away from Isaac Dingle's prying eyes. Tom first keeps an eye on the young boy played by Elias Walker and eventually catches him alone with his tablet, which he asks back. Isaac informs him that the device is at home, before inviting him to grab it himself by revealing the location of a spare key. With time running out before the police are set on his tail, Tom sneaks into Butler's farm to find the tablet, but his plan is thwarted when he's forced to hide from an oblivious Matty Barton, Ash Parmigiano. Belle, on the other hand, tries to jog Moira Dingle's, Natalie J. Robb, memory, asking if she had any recollection of anything she can use against Tom. Unfortunately, Moira doesn't recall anything. Later on, she's startled to spot Tom bragging about his assured victory in court, overwhelming her with a growing dread. Tom then moves on to the next step in his plan and brings the tablet, where he has stocked a myriad of incriminating photos, back home to be destroyed. Thinking he is home alone, Tom begins to smash the device up, completely unaware that Jimmy's son Carl Holliday, Charlie Joyce, is watching him on unseen. Elsewhere, while Amelia Spencer is adamant the Dingles are wrong about Tom, one villager could soon get through to her. Meanwhile, Will feels guilty for pressuring Jimmy to sell his shares in the haulage and invites him for a few drinks at home farm with the promise of no business talks. Jimmy, who is glad to be distracted from the investigations surrounding John Sugden, enjoys a beer with his pal, but their camaraderie is brutally interrupted by a furious Kim who lays into them about the state of the living room. In later scenes, Kim is dressed to the nines as she gears up for a dinner date with financial advisor, Peter. The pair have previously been romantically linked as Kim vowed to make Will's stay-in-home farm a nightmare. Jimmy's jaw collapses to the floor after witnessing another exchange of harsh words, while Will is seething. Happy to have rattled him, Kim's triumph is shattered when she and Peter upset Will even further, resulting in him punching Peter to the floor. Lydia Dingle, Karen Blick, later finds her friend and employer Kim sitting in the living room, looking back on her relationship with Will. The businesswoman's cool composure breaks as she admits to Lydia she doesn't feel as good as she'd hoped in upsetting Will. Lydia then implies Teresa chance they could still love each other, but while Kim makes the decision to make amends, could Will envisage adding fuel to the fire when Kerry Wyatt, Laura Norton, spots him at a low ebb? Viewers of the Yorkshire-based drama have seen Billy acting increasingly shifty in recent weeks, and his behaviour doesn't change next week, as he is taking multiple furtive phone calls out of sight. Billy's secret will slowly come to light as he keeps a pair of boxing gloves behind his wife Dawn's, Olivia Bromley, back. Soon, the couple are excited to bring their son Evan home from hospital, and Billy asks Mackenzie about finding him a cheap car to buy, but Mac is suspicious of his newfound wealth, as he and Dawn have made no secret of their money woes in the past. But to top it all off, Billy is also sporting a mysterious injury. Mackenzie gets the lead on her car the following day, while Dawn reminds her husband that he can't be late for the hospital, where they are due to pick up their young son Evan. Despite this, Gabby Thomas, Rosie Bentham, later spots an anxious Dawn waiting for Billy and she offers to give her a ride. However, Billy's absence is quickly explained as Mackenzie gets a nasty shock when a bloodied and bruised Billy lands on his doorstep. The hunk begs Mac to help him, refusing to go to hospital out of fear of involving the police. Mac agrees to help, but it comes at a cost as Billy soon spills the beans, explaining he was injured during an unlicensed boxing match. Billy drops another bombshell immediately after, when he admits he is fighting for money to support his family. Billy is quickly stitched up, but will he ever tell Dawn about his fighting? Could it come between them?